Imagine, just for a second, a world where every night was a gamble. A world where the wind bit, the rain lashed, and unseen predators stalked the darkness. For millions of years, our ancestors faced this brutal reality. Their only shelter? The thick canopy of trees, or perhaps a shallow rock overhang. But these were temporary havens, not true homes. They were at the mercy of the elements, always on the move, always vulnerable. But then, something shifted. A new idea sparked, not in a cave but in the very minds of early humans. They began to ask, what if we could build our own protection? What if we could engineer safety? The first whispers of home weren't grand structures, but humble windbreaks. Think of them. A few sturdy branches, perhaps some animal skins, anchored with heavy stones. Simple, yes, but revolutionary. These weren't just random piles. They were deliberate constructions. Evidence from places like Terra Amata, in what is now France, shows us circular arrangements of saplings and stones, dating back an astonishing 400,000 years. These weren't just places to rest. They were strategic points, offering a crucial barrier against the relentless wind and cold. They were the first blueprints of human ingenuity, a testament to a growing intelligence that saw not just what nature provided, but what it could become. For a long time, we imagined early humans as solely cave dwellers. And while caves offered natural protection, they weren't always available or ideal. They could be damp, dark, and already occupied by dangerous animals. The true breakthrough came when humans started to make their own shelters, adapting to any environment. In places like Bilzingsleben, Germany, archaeologists have unearthed circular foundations of huts, built from bone and stone, dating back 350,000 years. These weren't just temporary camps. They were semi-permanent settlements, hinting at a deeper understanding of their surroundings and a desire for stability. This was the dawn of human engineering, a time when our ancestors began to actively shape their world, rather than merely react to it. And just when we thought we understood the story, new discoveries rewrite the chapters. In 2023, a mind-boggling find in Zambia unveiled a 476,000-year-old wooden structure. Wood, for centuries, we believed wouldn't survive that long. But preserved in ancient clay, these carefully cut and shaped logs proved that archaic hominins were far more skilled woodworkers than we ever imagined. This wasn't just about finding shelter. It was about building with purpose, using materials that required foresight and advanced tool use. It tells us that our ancestors were not just surviving. They were innovating, pushing the boundaries of what was possible. As the Ice Age gripped the world, humans faced their greatest challenge yet: extreme cold. But instead of retreating, they adapted with astonishing ingenuity. Across what is now Ukraine and Russia, our ancestors built colossal homes from the bones of mammoths. Imagine circular dwellings, 40 feet long, constructed from hundreds of mammoth skulls, leg bones, and tusks, all covered with animal hides. These weren't just shelters. They were fortresses against the brutal cold, complete with pits dug into the permafrost for year-round food storage. These mammoth bone huts, some dating back 15,000 years, were not just individual homes, but early villages, showing incredible cooperation and planning on a scale previously unimaginable. With permanent shelters came a profound shift. The hearth, once just a source of warmth, became the beating heart of the community. It was a place for stories, for sharing knowledge, for teaching the young. Shelters fostered social bonds, allowed for longer periods of rest and recovery, and provided a safe space for children to grow and learn. This stability was crucial. It meant less time spent simply surviving and more time for innovation, for developing complex language, and for forging the deep social connections that define us as humans. The home wasn't just a physical structure. It was the cradle of culture. From simple windbreaks to monumental bone structures, the journey of human shelter is a story of relentless ingenuity. Each stone placed, each hide stretched, each log shaped, was a step towards mastering our environment. These first homes weren't just about keeping the rain out. They were about building a future. They allowed us to thrive, to dream, to become the complex, interconnected species we are today. The very idea of home, A place of safety, warmth, and belonging began with these early builders. And their legacy? It's in every wall, every roof, every foundation we lay, connecting us directly to those first incredible engineers of the Stone Age. What will we build next?